people. It's been on my heart to talk about parenting, and I just want to have some biblical references available for you to peruse or read as I give my experience and wisdom. I have two adult children and a 12-year-old, and I want to tell y'all it's not the same raising different children, even by the same two parents from the same house, etc. Each child has their own unique personality and gifts and strengths and weaknesses. With that prelude, I would like to say, one, please stop trying to live through your children. What you didn't do, what you didn't get, please don't make it a burden with your children, and don't make it a crutch for your children so that they end up feeling entitled, because so many kids are getting entitled. And don't push your kids so hard that they feel like they can't have a social life. There needs to be school, time for play, time for family. It needs to be balanced. But so many people are not balanced now that you can't raise balanced kids. All you can do is give your kid what you got or what you caught along the way, and that ain't always what it's supposed to be. Learn when your child has a deficit in certain areas, and they don't need to be doing a whole bunch of extra stuff. If they making a C in the class, you need to be thanking Jesus for that they passed. They may be great in English, but terrible in math or science or whatever. But at the same time, don't keep rewarding bad behavior when you know your child got great potential. Learn your child enough to be able to tell them what you need to push them on, and that takes time as a parent to get to know your child. Which goes to point number two. Don't be so out and about that you spend no time with your children and you feel so guilty that you just give them so much stuff. If you didn't have consistent parenting, why are you having kids and not giving them consistent parenting when you know what it did to you? Or you so caught up in your mess that you don't even realize what it did to you? And some of y'all mamas, it is ridiculous. You dress your children, I'm talking about under the age of 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, in these little too tight, and most children just slim anyway, and even if they are a little heavy, you don't need to be parading them in stuff that is inappropriate. Meaning, I'm wearing bikini or lingerie type wear and I'm going to Walmart. I'm wearing workout attire and I'm not working out. Time and place. If the ballerina outfit is on, then the person need to be coming from the ballerina play. But you dressing like that and you letting your child tell you that they want to be like you, so you dress them like that too. That's not right. A child has to have the opportunity to be a child. It is so sad to see how so many people just refuse to let their child be a child. And I had a decent childhood. I had balance. I was able to play sports. I did my homework. I couldn't go out and play until I did my homework. I had chores. I knew how to wash dishes. I knew how to sew a button on. I knew how to cook. I know how to clean to the point where that the cleaning service of my business, it does exceptionally well. But this was just household chores. Taught to clean with a standard. Know how to fold clothes. Know how to iron clothes. Just basic stuff that people need to know. Dishwasher or not, guess what? Rinse the stuff out before you put it in the dishwasher. You have to spend time with your children and train them in the way that they should go, or else the world is going to teach them in the way that they should not go. And the same parents who sit up there and let these child get away with all this other stuff going to be the same ones that say, man up, or get out my house since you're so grown, or ruin them even worse by letting them stay there and talk to you in the type of way, because you never raised them to respect you, because you never had self-respect, or whatever the reason is. And it's sad that some of y'all parents, male and female, can't stand the co-parent to the point that you trying to beat the other side of the child out of. You laid down with the person long enough to conceive a child. So accept the fact that this responsibility came, you took responsibility for him or her. So learn to love through the energy that they may be displaying, the action, the habits, the behavior that they may be displaying, and just say, you know what, I'm gonna pray over you, I'm gonna be patient, I'm gonna guide you as best I can, and after that, may God be with you. That's the best thing you can do as a parent. And thirdly, the sad reality is some of y'all have no God reverence, God understanding to even know what these scriptures in front of you mean. To not provoke your children to wrath and wonder why they're walking around with a grudge. These kids, when they 6, 7 years, 8 years old, they looking at you. How you dress, how you interact, what time you coming in and out, because some of them don't sleep till you come home. I was one of them. Interact with your children. Be there. You ain't got to be there all the time, but be there most of the time so they ain't feeling some type of way when you're gone. Throwing sorts of having anxiety disorder because you're gone so much. And don't keep having kids on top of kids on top of kids when you can't take care of the 1 or 2 that you got already. Learn how to say no. Find the pause button. Use some type of birth control if you're just hot like that. I mean, just don't keep bringing kids into this world because you are not a disciplined person. It's just the reality of it all. At some point, you need to have some sort of God leadership to help you to define how you should interact, engage, raise your children. These your children. We ain't talking about nobody else's children. Your children. And if God has given you grace and mercy to help somebody who's not your child, your blood child, your born child, then guess what? That's a responsibility too. Don't be like a yo-yo pulling them towards you and throwing them away at the same time. So let me recap. Stop living through your kids and making them feel like they obligated to live up to certain status. 2, don't have your kids walking around entitled because you don't want to discipline them. 3, have enough God in you or a relationship with God that you can raise them in the way they should go with some godly values. Because guess what? At the end of the day, whether you believe you need them or not, we all need God. We all could use a little Jesus. Ain't nobody perfect, but God perfects those things which concern us. And I pray that peace be over your children. That if you can't show them somebody, you trust somebody who's consistent enough to say, hey, I'm here to help these kids. Some people are very passionate about kids and don't wish them no harm at all. And some of y'all, with y'all bad parenting ways, are too scared to let them go and be with somebody who can do a better job than you. And it ain't no insult on you. It's just God sent them to help you. Ego, pride kills. Stop killing our children. because you refuse to raise them or let somebody help you raise them. Nobody's here by themselves. Nobody's an island. Have a good day.